Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com. Well, today we are talking about the cons of being a digital nomad here in Venezuela. Of course, there's a lot of good things. We already talked about the cons of choosing Venezuela as a digital nomad hub. Today we are going to the bad side of things that you also have to discuss as well. So let's start. Number one is cost of living. Yes. I mentioned, if you watch the previous video, I mentioned one of the good things that you get in Venezuela is the cost of living for international standards. If you're a Venezuelan, that's another thing. But if you make a decent income and you're gonna be pretty much fine in Venezuela. However, Venezuela, I have to say, and I have to beat this dead horse yet again, Venezuela is not a cheap place. Venezuela is not dirt cheap. Venezuela is not like, I always mention Vietnam and Singapore and the Philippines and Guatemala. I don't know the cost of living in Guatemala, but please let me know in the comments if it's cheap or expensive. Okay, let's continue. Well, the thing is, if you're looking for these very dirt cheap prices, no, you're not gonna get it in Venezuela. However, Venezuela has this cost of living for one thing. You have to first have to take into account that food, consumer goods, discretionary goods are expensive here in Venezuela, are a little bit more expensive than Latin America and international standards. It's not crazy expensive for international standards. The thing is that many of the goods are imported, and that's why, of course, are a little bit more expensive than other places in Latin America. Still, the other brackets on the cost of living makes it up quite a bit. Gasoline is cheaper than the rest of the world. It was free just a few years ago, and right now it's half a price on the rest of the world. Also, the utilities, yet again, are cheaper than the rest of Latin America, way cheaper, I have to say. Lodging can be as cheap and expensive as you want it to be. It's not that you're gonna find a mansion for just a couple dollars. It's not like that. Please, those kind of properties cost money because in Venezuela we have rich people that can afford it. So keep that in mind. Also, I have to mention that maybe if you want a particular good of service, it's going to be probably expensive. Going out is kind of expensive. It's not crazy expensive. It's not going to be a greater difference from the rest of Latin America, but it's going to be a little bit more expensive eating out. So still very manageable. But the main thing, and this is the cons of Venezuela, but it's actually a pro that has, if you want you want to experience luxury here in Venezuela, you can do it on affordable prices compared to, let's say, Miami or Dubai or Western Europe or such. So you can get a great status here in Venezuela with the fraction on the cost of living that you're going to need in order to reach some status on many places all over the world, including many places in Latin America. Number two is safety. And yes, Venezuela is way safer than the situation that we had just, let's say, 7 years ago or so. Venezuela is way safer right now. Actually, you can walk on the street. It's nothing bad is going to happen to you if you stay on certain areas and you know what you're doing. But still, you have to pay for that safety. You have to pay a premium. It's not like you have to hire a team of private security, something like that, like you are, the big shot, or like you're a warlord, a politician, something like that. No. It's not going to be like that. Just stay in a decent area, know how to move around, know some people, and you are going to be pretty much fine. If you go to stay on a slum, of course, you're not going to be safe, but you stay on a high middle class area, you're going to be pretty much fine. Will be nothing to worry about. The only issue regarding safety is you're going to pay a small premium for that. Number 3 is red tape. Bureaucracy in Venezuela is awful. In Latin America, in whole Latin America, the bureaucracy is just dreadful, but Venezuela takes it to another level, and I'm not gonna get into reasons on why is that. Still, the red tape is tiresome. I have to say, getting a visa in order to come here to Venezuela, of course, that's for US and Canadian citizens. You are a Western European, you're gonna be pretty much fine, and many other nations don't require a tourist visa in order to come to Venezuela, visit Venezuela. But for many errands, you have to go through hoops, and the red tape here is awful, and you have to know what you're doing. And that is gonna lead us to con number 4. And number 4 is Venezuela is gonna punish you for your lack of knowledge. And here's why. If you don't know what you're doing, you're either gonna overspend on your budget, you're gonna stay on a bad neighborhood, a bad area, you are gonna overpay for many goods and services. Regarding on the bureaucracy, red tape, and such, you have to be well assessed. Please don't just wing it and do it for yourself with a limited English level in a country that is not yours. So you have to be well assessed. You need a great network here. You don't need a great network, but it's great to have a great network here in Venezuela for bureaucracy, for business deals, for just your standard cost of living, and for dating. You need a great network. You need, it's not that you're gonna come as a PUA and you're gonna do some damage. Okay, if you're good looking and such and know what you're doing on that regard, you're gonna be pretty much fine. But the best thing that for getting the best of the Venezuelan experience, great network, great knowledge, and you're gonna have a successful endeavor here in Venezuela. Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, VenezuelaInsider.com. Thanks again and have a nice day.